is the reel that was recorded from inside the Scorpio. Sahil's mother has now shared this particular reel. Victim Sahil's mother has finally shared this reel that we have now accessed. This was recorded from inside the Scorpio. Remember, this is a case that we have been tracking for you as well. The statements that we've heard from Sahil's mother, this is the video, as you can see. This is from inside the Scorpio. Remember, earlier she had alleged that my son died due to someone else's fun reel. That's what she had said, and victim Sahil's mother has now shared the reel from inside that particular Scorpio as well. Mother of 23-year-old Sahil, who died in a road crash in Dwarka. She alleges that her son's death was a result of reckless stunts and driving for social media reels for a few minutes of virality. That is what she is saying, and this is the alleged reel that she is talking about, which was made from inside that particular Scorpio. Sahil, we're given to understand, was going to office when a Scorpio driver who was making reels from inside the car while driving hit him. Speaking to now, Sahil's mother has alleged that all of this, she lost her son just so that someone else could make a viral reel for social media. And the visuals that you see on your screens right now, it's been shared by Sahil's mother. This is from inside the Scorpio. All right, so this is the latest that we're getting for you right now. This is victim Sahil's mother who shared this particular reel. This is the same Scorpio we're given to understand, which is Sahil. Now, this teen who was driving this vehicle was said to be speeding, and that's when the car veered out of control, and Sahil was the victim, 23-year-old Sahil, who was, we're given to understand, going to work at the same time. This is a case of hit and run from Dwarka that we're getting for you. For more on this, we have Anvit live with us. Anvit, this is the alleged video from inside the Scorpio that Sahil's mother has shared. What can you tell us?
See, this appears to be the video just before the incident, and one can clearly make out that the Scorpio is being, sped and it's being recklessly driven. We can see how the driver, is maneuvering the vehicle, and in a dangerous manner, how he is driving. This is what exactly led to this accident. Just minutes after this, the video was being shot. This SUV hit Sahil Dhaneshera, who was riding a bike, and it was a head-on collision, is what we are being told, and causing Sahil Dhaneshera's spot death. Injuries were massive. Injuries were, injuries to brain, massive injuries to brain, clotting of blood, not just in the lungs, but also esophagus, pharynx, and in brain as well. Massive injuries that were caused to him, causing his spot death. And this video was shot from inside the Scorpio, and we are being told, and the FIR also mentioned that the driver's sister was also seated there with him, and it was at the time the Scorpio was being driven. Police are also using this video and many other videos that they have seized the driver phone, and they have videos.
Right, Anvit, as you
So this
mentioned
at
earlier, it's
the
evident
accident.
from the video how recklessly he is maneuvering his car as well. When we talk about who was driving this Scorpio, if you could tell us a little more about that as well. We are given to understand that Sahil, of course, sustained, as you mentioned earlier, fatal, severe injuries when his motorcycle was struck by the Scorpio.
Police are currently into the legal aspects of establishing the age of the driver, and they are trying to identify as to through legal documents as to what exactly his age is, as he was as a 19-year-old. But he had previously been sent to JJB, and then he has also been granted bail. So legal aspects are being looked into in this case. At the same time, police are also collecting more evidence, to make it a watertight case. As an FIR has already been registered, legal action has been taken, but they are also looking into the aspect that if he is a juvenile, then who had handed him over the vehicle, because he was found without a driving license. So because the driving license was not there, then the violation becomes bigger, and more legal aspects are being looked into. And also at the same time, when if he has been handed over vehicle by someone else, then that person also becomes liable in this case. So the burden of may also increase may also broaden further, and more people can be brought in. So all these legal aspects are currently being looked into by the investigators. At the same time, they're also verifying a sequence of incident CCTV footage have already been collected, and forensic and scientific evidence have also been picked up from the spot. So all the possible angles are being looked into, is what the police are claiming. At the same time, the mother of the victim has come out and she has appealed not just by from the locals to come out and support her and make sure that such incidents, reckless driving, go down. Just lives are not paid.
Right, absolutely. As you mentioned, there's a lot to unpack here as well. We're talking about a juvenile here. What is the framework for that? That's something that remains to be seen. When you talk about them making a watertight case here, Anvit, I just want to, for the benefit of our viewers as well, now that we have this video evidentiary support as well, what are perhaps some of the other evidentiary support that they're looking at?
See, first of all, police are trying to establish the presence of both victims, and scientifically it needs to be proven in the court. So scientific evidence are needed. For that. Locations of cell phones, data from cell phones that have been collected of the victim as well as of the driver. Their data has been extracted, and other than that, the person who was seated next to the driver, the statement of the cab driver who was also hit because it was a head-on collision. And after that, the SUV driver lost control, and the vehicle hit a cab that was parked nearby. So the driver was also in cab driver was also injured. He was also rushed to Indira Gandhi Hospital. So his statement was also been recorded. Other than that, police officials who were the first responders, they had reached the spot. Their statements have been recorded. So multiple statements will be recorded, and they'll be corroborated with scientific evidence. And also CCTV footage from a long range of area have been collected to establish the sequence of incident as to which direction was the both Sahil Dhaneshera and the SUV driver were driving. So this certainly elaborate investigation that police are now into. And spoken to senior officials, they're saying that most of the evidence have been collected. Some forensic evidence from the spot have also been collected. So they will also be looked into so that scientifically this case can be built, and legal action can be taken further as this case goes to court.
Right. Now, of course, Anvit, this really just brings into question the entire juvenile legal framework as well. Where does accountability begin? As you mentioned, this is perhaps a 17-year-old that we're talking about who gave him the Scorpio. And also, we've heard the desperate and pleas of Sahil's mother as well, who has said that all this happened, a life was lost, her son's life, all for a reel. And we've seen such cases in the past as well. Unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident. We've seen such cases in the past, cases of road rage, cases of people performing stunts on the road, all for a few minutes of virality.
See, certainly, if even though the stricter laws against juvenile offenders is a bigger debate, but also at the same time, it is also the need of the hour. We have seen multiple cases happening, and juveniles also easily get away with this, and that is one reason. Also, if we talk about say, heinous crimes, involvement of juveniles has increased across country. So that is one thing that needs to be looked into. However, it's a larger debate, and governments need to come in and laws need to be amended. But that said, certainly it's a need of the hour as multiple cases are there, and also cases of reckless driving are on the rise. So the road accidents, and in multiple cases we have seen that there are juveniles behind the wheel. So certainly is something that needs to be looked into. Also, at the same time, preventive actions by the police are needed. And even in this case, this juvenile had been driving. It's being said that he was driving without a license. He had to carry must have he was not
All
stopped. He
right.
was not checked. So
All right,
preventive
Anvit.
action by police is something that we should look into here.
All right. Thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. Now, before we go on any further, let's just listen in to Sahil's mother's account of what happened here as well.
मैंने अपने बच्चे को 23 साल से एज ए सिंगल मदर पाला है, और एक रईसजादे की स्कॉर्पियो जो कि स्पीड की रील और स्टंट मारने के लिए अपने घर से गाड़ी लेके निकले थे अनलाइसेंस्ड। उस लड़के को गाड़ी चलानी भी नहीं आती। ही वॉज अनलाइसेंस्ड ड्राइवर। उसने 3 फरवरी को मेरे मासूम बच्चे को अपनी गाड़ी से ऑन द स्पॉट उड़ा दिया। मेरे बच्चे को उड़ा दिया उसने। आई एम ए हेल्पलेस मदर अलोन। I request all media and people of Dwarka to come forward to help me, please.